Her private messages show she was cheating with her coworker during her business trip. Total chaos. I found out on a Thursday night. She was in the shower, music playing loud from her phone, and a notification popped up on the screen. Normally, I wouldn't have cared. People get messages all the time. But it wasn't a name I recognized. It was saved as just the letter. And the preview said, "Still can't stop thinking about that night." My stomach dropped. I stared at the message for a few seconds, heart pounding, before swiping down to see more. That's when I saw the photos, selfies of them together in what looked like her hotel room. Him shirtless, her in one of those robes they give you at fancy hotels. I froze. The sound of the shower running in the next room made it all feel unreal, like I was in some slow-motion nightmare. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through her messages. There were hundreds, inside jokes, flirty texts, hotel room numbers, things I didn't even want to picture. "You looked so good in that red dress at the dinner," he'd written. "Can't believe no one noticed the way you touched me under the table." I swear my vision blurred for a second. She came out of the bathroom a few minutes later, towel around her hair, humming. I didn't even know how to move. I just looked at her, phone in my hand. "What's this?" I asked. My voice cracked halfway through. Her eyes darted to the phone instantly. The color drained from her face. "Why are you on my phone?" she said, almost a whisper. "Because it was right there," I said. And this popped up. I turned the screen toward her. The look on her face said everything before she could open her mouth. "It's not," she started, but I cut her off. "Don't lie. Don't you dare lie to me right now. We'd been together for nearly 6 years. Married for 2. She was the organized one, the one with the 5-year plans and color-coded calendars. I was the messy creative, as she used to call me. Opposites that worked. At least I thought so. She'd started a new job about a year ago, in marketing for some high-end travel company. She loved it. The events, the clients, the free trips. When she told me about the business trip to Seattle, I'd been proud of her. She'd even FaceTimed me from her hotel one night, showing off the view. Now I realized that call must have been right before, or right after, she slept with him. She sat down on the edge of the bed, head in her hands. "It wasn't supposed to happen," she said softly. "We were drinking after the presentation, everyone was flirting. It just got complicated." "Complicated?" I said. "You mean you had sex with your coworker? That's not complicated, that's cheating." She flinched. "It wasn't just that. We've been talking for a while. I didn't tell you because I knew how it would sound." I laughed. It came out bitter, sharp. "How it would sound? You mean like an affair?" She started crying then. Real tears, the kind that would have broken me once. "Not anymore. I love you," she said through sobs. I got lost. I felt disconnected. I thought I could handle the distance, but I made a mistake. Her words were muffled, desperate, but all I could see was the message preview in my head. Still can't stop thinking about that night. The rest of that night was a blur. I remember pacing around the living room while she begged me to listen. She tried explaining it like it was some emotional confusion. "He made me feel understood," she said. "Like someone saw me again." I couldn't even respond. Every time I looked at her, I saw his hands on her. His smile. Her robe. She finally said she'd sleep on the couch, but I left instead. Drove around for hours with no destination, just gripping the steering wheel until my hands hurt. I ended up at my friend Jason's place. When he opened the door, one look at my face, and he didn't even ask. Just handed me a beer and said, "Start from the top." I told him everything. The messages, the photos, the lies. He didn't say much, just kept nodding, jaw tight. When I was done, he said, "You're not going back there tonight, right?" I shook my head. I don't even know if I'm going back ever. The next few days were chaos. She called nonstop, texted long apologies, paragraphs about working on herself, cutting him off, wanting to rebuild trust. But I couldn't bring myself to answer. Every time I saw her name light up my phone, I felt this mix of nausea and rage. Then, on the 3rd day, her boss called me. I didn't pick up, obviously, but she left a voicemail, something about personal matters affecting professional conduct. That's how I found out her coworker wasn't just any coworker. He was her direct manager. Married, too, with kids. I sat there listening to that voicemail over and over until I had to turn my phone off. When I finally went back home to grab some stuff, she was waiting. Eyes swollen, hands fidgeting. "Please," she said, "let me explain everything." "I think you've done enough explaining," I said. But she followed me as I packed. I ended it, she said. The second I got back, I told him it was a mistake. Except you didn't, I said. Because you kept messaging him. Because you didn't delete the photos. Because you didn't tell me. She went quiet. Then, I didn't know how. That's the thing, I said. You didn't know how? You just didn't want to. I walked out. That was supposed to be it. Except it wasn't. About 2 weeks later, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. The subject line said, "You deserve to know the truth." Inside were screenshots, more messages, ones she hadn't deleted. They weren't from her phone. They were from his wife. Apparently, she'd found out, too. She'd gone through his messages and realized my wife was the Ava in his phone. She said she thought I should know the full extent of it. And she was right. The messages went back months, long before that business trip. Lunch breaks, late-night calls, even a day where she told him she was homesick, but actually met him at a hotel downtown. I called her immediately. You said it happened once, I said. She went silent. Then, I didn't think you could handle the whole truth. I actually laughed. The whole truth? You've been sleeping with him for months, and you thought what? Telling me it was just one night would make it better. She started crying again, but I hung up. After that, I blocked her everywhere. She tried to come by the apartment a few times, left notes on my car, even sent flowers once. I threw them all out. I filed for separation 2 weeks later. It's been 8 months now, and the fallout is still rippling. Her affair became office gossip, and she ended up leaving her job. He got demoted. His wife filed for divorce, too. Sometimes I wonder if she thought about the chain reaction before she sent that first message. Probably not. Cheating never starts with a plan. It starts with excuses. People keep asking me if I'd ever forgive her. I don't think I can. Forgiveness isn't just saying, I'm over it. It's trusting someone again, and I'll never trust her. Not after hearing her laugh with him in those messages. Not after seeing her write, "Wish he were here instead of you." I moved out of that apartment a few months ago. New city, new job, new everything. Sometimes I'll catch myself missing her in tiny ways. The way she used to hum when cooking, the way she'd talk in her sleep. Then I remember the hotel photos, the champagne glasses, the lies wrapped in the word business trip, and the ache turns into clarity. If you've ever been cheated on, you know what I mean. It's not just the act, it's the rewriting of your whole history. Every good memory gets contaminated. You start wondering if every laugh, every kiss, every "I love you" was just another performance. But here's the weird part. I don't hate her anymore. I don't think she's evil or malicious. I think she's broken in ways she never dealt with. And maybe I was too naive, too trusting. What I've learned, painfully, is that love doesn't always protect you. Sometimes it blinds you. So yeah, her private messages showed she was cheating during her business trip. It was total chaos. But chaos has a way of clearing out what doesn't belong. And maybe, just maybe, that's the one thing she gave me that I didn't expect. An ending that made room for something better.